Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me recently, how exactly do you unlock one of these without knowing the code? Okay, so let me just set the code quickly to 000 so we can get a better understanding of this. It's easier if you set it to 000 so you understand what's going on. Okay, so I've got mine set to 000, as you can see right there. It's set to 000. Now this is an Avis. It's an INTL PATS. I'm not exactly sure what type of lock it is. It doesn't really say anywhere what type of lock it is. You can look around on it, but there isn't really any sort of a there isn't really any sort of a number on this lock. So what you want to do to unlock one of these bad boys is first let's close it and scramble this up. Okay, so we're scrambling up the code now. So you can see the code is completely scrambled. And now it says 821. So if you want to unlock one of these without knowing what the code is, what you have to do is you have to basically find one where it's very, very hard to get out of. So you want to pull on this, so don't just have it loosely like this. Pull on it, like really hard, pull on it. And then try and find one where it's hard to move it out of that position. So we know that the code is 000, but we're still looking for one where it's hard to move it out of that position. Now this is obviously a lock you can change the code on, so it's a little bit harder to figure it out. So as you can see there wasn't really one at the first ring, which is this ring right here. So we're going to move on to this ring, not this ring. We want to do this ring first. So you're going to do the same thing, pull on it, and then try and find one where it's hard to get out of the position. As you can see there, 7 was a little hard to get out of, so we're going to leave it on 7. Now you go back to the first one. Remember to keep pulling on this all the time. You have to keep pulling on this, otherwise it's not going to work. So you want to try and find the number that's really stiff in there. Okay, 0 right now is stiff. So, as you all know, the code is 000, but if you were trying to figure this out for yourself, you wouldn't know that. So right now we have one of the numbers, which is a 0, but we don't know that that number is the right number. So we could lose that number in the process of finding these two numbers, which can be a real pain. So now we move on to the middle one, and we do the same, keep pulling on this. We try to find the one where it's stiff. Oh, 4. 4 is very, very stiff. So we leave it on 4. Now we move on to this one again. We try to open this one. 7 is still pretty stiff going that way. But what about going this way? Okay, 0 is... You can hear it click as you move off 0. So we're going to stick with 0. So now we've got 2 of the numbers. We just need one more. But we don't know this yet. But when you see 2 numbers that are the same, just try just spinning the middle wheel around. Now as you can see, I popped it there. But if that wasn't the code, you'd keep spinning it around until eventually you found the code. Now if you don't find the code by spinning the middle one, put it back to what it was on, which was 4, and move these ones opposite directions, and then do the same thing. And if this doesn't work for you, then you might have to buy a new lock. Just joking, you won't have to buy a new lock. And if you want to figure out the code, if you want to do this for a prank on your friends, if you want to like change the code on their locker in school or something, be very careful when you're doing this. It is actually, it can be seen as illegal. If you change the code of someone's lock, it can be seen as illegal. You can call the guards for it, and they will bring you to court. So be very, very careful whose lock you're messing with. Make sure you own the lock, or you have the permission of the person who owns the lock to mess around with it. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you, and I will see all of you in the next one. Goodbye.